So a pivotal moment in my vocational discernment came at my senior year of high school on a Kairos retreat. And these retreats are meant to be like big community retreats, but for whatever reason, I didn't hugely connect with the group I was with, but I spent a lot more time in adoration. And as I was in adoration, the thought popped into my head, at one point I had thought of being a priest. And then I realized I haven't thought of that for a while. And so I told God, I said, God, if you want me to be a priest, you got to make it really clear. And at that moment, a story came to mind as I was there before Jesus from my confirmation saint, St. Philip Neri. At one point, he was a young man traveling from Florence to Rome, and he had this big question of vocation on his mind. And when he would ask God, God, what am I supposed to do? He heard a voice in the quiet of his heart, you will know, but not yet. And so when that story came to mind for me as I was praying there with the Blessed Sacrament, it gave me the peace that I needed to go off to the University of Dallas and to stay open to the priesthood as I was in college. That peace with not knowing yet what my vocation was really important for me in my discernment for the next couple years. And when I would get caught up in my head thinking, should I be a priest, should I be a lawyer? It was really helpful to go back to that God will reveal himself to me. And Father Mike Geisler, a priest here in St. Louis, gave me that great advice to pray each day for the strength to say yes to whatever my vocation is. And then after he had given me that advice and I started implementing that and not trying to do my own calculations of what I should do with my life, sort of putting the ball in God's court, it was after that point that I was praying in the chapel one day and I felt this invitation from the Lord, will you be my priest? And a great sense of freedom. And in that moment I recognized that God can make me happy in a way that I hadn't planned out for myself, in a way that sort of surpasses my own expectations for my life. I'm really looking forward to hearing confessions. Having talked to some young priests, they tell me that it's such a beautiful moment when you can make God's mercy present in someone's life, and you can see them sort of waking up again to supernatural reality, restoring hope to the brokenness of their lives. As our society gets a little darker, and there seems to be a lot of chaos and different factioning in our society, at times those sort of intermediate institutions where we used to place our hope just don't offer that same consolation anymore. But at the same time, I do think that makes the gospel shine all the more brilliantly. It's like a firework. When a firework goes off during the day, it's impressive, it's loud, but it doesn't necessarily grab your attention right away. But when it goes off at night, it does. Everyone looks up and they see the firework and it's brilliant and it's beautiful. I think the gospel will begin to shine like that a little bit in our society as other sources of hope begin to fade a little bit. But the eternal hope that Jesus came to offer us will never fade. And so that is a great expectation for my priesthood, that proclaiming the gospel will yield its fruit, and all the more for the darkness of the culture that we live in.